Well, it's been some time. I'm going to go in the lorry. Oh, okay. Snap the camera. Ransacked by me. Well, we've got the welding work done, not smoothed down, but done. They're not the best welds in the world, apart from those welds there. Look at those. Beautiful welds. Well, not really beautiful, but quite neat. Very flat. There's no lumpiness about it. It's always a shame that the best welds are the welds that you do inside the cab. Oops. Oh well. But yeah, whatever. The welding work is done to a standard which I'm not exactly happy with, but it'll do. They've not been ground down. There's going to be some filler that goes over these. I'm going to try and get a blunt chisel and hammer the welds sort of inwards so they're in an indent into like a V, and then this is after they've been ground down, and then you can skim filler over. The other side is pretty much the same as this, only I have ground it down already before priming it. I did do a bit of grinding down, look, as you can see, but not a whole deal. We're not really that bothered about how it looks, so long as it's strong, which it is. We've got, you can't really see too well because I have painted underneath here with black hammerite, but we've got the mounting points for the thing, the step thing, the beauty surround, the arch liner, whatever you want to call it. Quite difficult down here because it was very thin down towards the end here, so like here it was very thin, and you can see I didn't really do much with it. I didn't even wire brush the whole thing down before I just sprayed primer over it. It was late at night and I wanted to get it done. It is what it is. Even had to go around the back here and do some welding here on the corners. Both corners are like it. That one's over there a little more worse, but it is what it is. What I'm doing at the moment is attempting to wire in an alarm. So on the DAF LF slash Renault Midlum, it appears to, in the door wiring, there is all the wires in this to support electric mirrors, which we've actually ripped that one off, it's actually snapped. So we've got electric mirrors, heated mirrors. This is all in this loom down here. That is for your courtesy door light, your puddle light, which lives in the door down there. We've unplugged it because the door spends most of its time open, so we didn't want the door switch to be draining the battery down, even though it would take a while with 24 volts, but it'll do it. Obviously your whatever this thing is, forgotten it now, makes the window go zzz, zzz. Yeah, that thing. Mystery connector, which I can't remember. Oh, that's for your mirrors, your mirror adjuster. And the most important thing, central locking. Now, central locking is what I want to try and do in this, which is why the door lock is currently off. I've got to try and figure out a way to get these 24 volt actuators to work in the door. I've got a wiring diagram there, which I haven't been following. Of course, drop the keys, go in there. Dashboard wiring, you probably saw my little short video. All of the wires that are there, not one of them has a 24 volt output, not one of the wires. Even the one for the tachograph, which is supposed to have a constant feed to make the tachograph keep working. I tell you, I couldn't find a voltage in there at all. So I don't know what the hell's cracking off there, but the tachograph should always have at least 24 volts going to it to make the clock on the tachograph work, but no, couldn't find it. So I don't know what the hell's cracking off there. Wiring is a bit of a mess, but I'm slowly doing all the things to wire in the alarm. I've wired in the door pin switch just down here into these are the two wires that go to the door pin switch, which thankfully them wires are linked to the switch on the other side, which makes the courtesy light work, which is not yet well, I've taken it out because we're going to be colouring the it was horrible and stained, nicotine stained, so we took it out and we jet washed it all down with some Surflex, which is it's an amazing degreasant, which has done quite a good number to the stains on it, but we are still going to darken it all off with some fabric dye just to make it look that little more nice. Took the back liner out as well, we've done that. You guys haven't seen it yet, but we've bought ourselves a nice seat for the middle. It's a front bench seat where the middle can sort of fold down, and when it folds down you've got a little tray and cup holders. Quite nice. Always need some cup holders, seeing as there's none in this thing at all. You know, the fun's going to be trying to find drive-throughs that have no height limit. So we've got that going on. We found some interesting stuff in this thing. Box of tachographs, the old paper style ones, which is what this takes, even though we don't need them anymore, because it's obviously a private HGV. The little cupboard up there hid some invoices which must have been lost years ago. Some boss somewhere of some company, some fixings company, must have gone crazy about the driver for losing it. But yeah, it was up there in that top storage locker thing. We found three, oh, there's a spider around. We found 3 floppy disks in here with some stuff. Spider! Hey, you don't mind spiders. Oh, is that rust there? Ooh, we're going to have to get that sorted out before I put the headlining back in again. Yeah. I found 3 floppy disks. I've not yet discovered what's on them, but we will eventually. Yeah. And just some other random stuff really. We've installed some different side markers which are not all that bright unfortunately, but they do the job. Phantom mystery wire, which we don't know what it does, but it was sort of linked into these, even though the original wiring seems to work just fine. So I don't know what the hell the crack is with that. Keep in mind I have already done quite a bit of wiring inside this cab, fixing the original wiring loom, because a lot of it was broken. Yeah, other than that, everything is not too bad. We've got that there is a 24 volts live when it comes on with the ignition. I'm pretty sure there used to be a cigarette lighter socket here, which has now been long since lost. Bit of a shame. It was covered over with duct tape. Dashboard dimmer. Dims your dashboard down, that works quite well. That's an earth, and that's an earth, they're both earths. Unknown as to why it needs 2 earths, but they're both earths. I thought one would be illumination, but it's not. Yeah, so there you have it. I repaired the door shut, this thing here which holds the door in the wind. That was all completely smashed up, so I replaced that with another one I found on a scrap lorry that came into our work. Same as the DAF LF, because that's what that was. It's quite nice that these share so many parts with the DAF LF, and the only thing it doesn't share is the engine. Some of the small things like dashboards and things, but it's not much of a problem. I am finding it hard to find a replacement, whatever the hell that is, an ashtray I think. Cannot find an ashtray anywhere, so that's going to be left as it is. I had thoughts of, I don't think my brother would approve, but it's what I wanted to do, to move the radio from up there on the locker to down here in this slot here, because it's easy to access, and you can see the screen. You know, you're not going to look up to see the screen. You can just look down, like you're checking your speed, adjust your radio, even though technically you're not supposed to do that in the UK anymore. Even controlling your radio in the UK now is illegal. Yet we've got cars that are out there with all touch screens, and you know, you got to skim through multiple menus to turn your blowers on and off. You know, how is that legal? But you know what? Somehow it is. But anyway, that's not for me to decide what should and shouldn't be, even though I think it's a terrible design. What's wrong with a button or a lever or a dial that you could move to adjust your fan speed? Yeah. Unfortunately, it's I'm a firm believer in function over form, so I don't care how it looks as long as it works, and it works easy, and that to me would work easy and way more safe. But there you go. Yeah, that's about it really for now. Do plan on doing a little more work on here. The one issue that I have got is, like I say, trying to get the lock to work in this door, because there's no levers in here. Everything works on the door, so there's no door pin on this, so I can't just put the thingy on the door pin. If I effectively shut this door, you notice it's only held in with 2 screws because I've already had it out. The door lock, that's in the lock position, that's in the unlock position, but the only problem is to lock it, to open the door from the inside, you have to pull that, and that pulling motion would wreck the idea that I need to, you know, wreck the design of this, because that's only got so much pull on it, and I don't want it to undo the door when I open it, if that makes sense, when I unlock it. Also, I'd have to find some way of somehow attaching onto this. I don't know how I'd do it, attaching onto that and making it so that when I pull the door open, you know, unlock the door or open the door, it only pulls the lock and the unlock but not the door release, but still have enough play in it to make the door release actually work. I don't know how I would do that. I guess I could do it with springs and a clamp, but other than that I don't think I could do it. So my other option is to, on this door lock mechanism, I could always find one that's already central locked, which would be easier. But my other option would be to make it to weld to the one of the arms inside an eyelet that I could just make, you know, I don't know, put the motor here somewhere maybe, screwed through in here, so that it pulls the arm backwards and forwards, just the locking arm. But like I said, there's nowhere to attach anything to, cable or anything, so I'll have to weld something to it to make it do that. But we'll see how it goes. Alright, I should pause it here. What's it been, 30 minutes or so? Yeah, I talk a lot, don't I? But I've not really done much of a video on this thing recently, so that's how it goes. We are going to replace the bumper at some point, because the headlights on this thing go so out of line it's unreal. To show you how out of a line these headlights are, well, that little clamp there is supposed to sit in there, and that there is supposed to lock it in place. But unfortunately, sorry, there's an aeroplane going over, or a helicopter or something. Unfortunately, that is actually in true alignment right now. So this whole arm's been bent inwards by the previous whoever it was. We've got a bit of play in the steering box. I don't know how you adjust the play in these steering boxes. May have to look into replacing that. But usually they have a little screw on the side which you can adjust, but on this one, no such thing. So I don't know. I don't know if you can undo the bolt at the bottom and that will adjust the steering box, but we'll see how it goes. Anybody knows about these things, the DAF LF / Renault Midlum steering boxes, and how to remove the play out the steering, please let me know, because the play on the steering is, you know, that much. It doesn't look like much, but Believe me, when you're going down the motorway and you keep having to do this to keep straight, it's annoying. So yes, we'd like to get that fixed at some point. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.